can just jump in.
All right. Welcome, everyone. We're glad to have you with us again for our Infuse this week. Skyla is out with family, extended a little Easter break, and then Rhonda is on her way. Well, she's in Hawaii on her way to the Diamond Retreat, but she's been there for a couple of days. She's a smart one and was able to sneak away a little longer than the Diamond trip allowed. So, but we just wanted, Britt and I wanted to get on here and have kind of a little bit of a catch-up week, so to speak, where we wanted to catch you up. We've been talking about convention. So we established, for those who are just hopping on, in-person tickets are available until April 30th or until they sell out. And then virtual tickets will they'll close those tickets down on June 10th. So if you haven't purchased your ticket yet to attend convention in person or virtually, now is the time to do that. And then if you want to connect with your leaders who are going, the setup this year is going to be a little bit different in that you don't have to run from place to place to place to place to catch all of the education. So I know some leaders are gathering in B&Bs and in their hotel rooms and having watch parties all together in between sessions. So check in with your upline and see what everybody's doing. And then if you want to plan a watch party, there's still plenty of time to plan a watch party in your home. And I want to add that when you do a watch party, don't feel like you have to have convention from Wednesday to Saturday. Don't feel like it's got to be 4 days. You can really spend time perusing, and you'll hear from the people that are there what workshops really stood out to them. So you could plan like a Friday and Saturday evening event, a Saturday morning event. You can, offer a sprinkling of different content throughout the day on Saturday. So don't be afraid to host an event in your home, because I think it's a really great way to introduce new customers and potentially new brand partners to the excitement of convention. So yes, if you don't forget to put your name and in the comments if you have enrolled someone in the last week or in April, and then we will do a drawing before the end of the call. So does anybody have a convention testimony real quickly of something that encourages, like they would encourage somebody else to attend virtually or in person? Is there something that you want to share about convention, the reason why you go, or something that maybe has happened to you at a convention that you really felt like you connected with your team or the company or anything on a different level? Does anybody want to share real quick? I want to make sure we give time for that. Anyone?
So I will just say that our first convention, actually, I went with a couple girlfriends back in 2009 or 10, I think, maybe 9. And it was we thought it was huge because there was a whopping maybe, I don't know, 2,000 people there or 3,000 people. We had to wait in line for 20 minutes to get into the product expo. But so that in itself, though, really kind of made me go, wow, there's a lot of people that understand oils, right? Because 2009, this was before it hit its peak, and we still haven't really hit the peak, but it was before it was definitely mainstream. But just listening to stories and even standing in line, listening to people talk and getting to know people around us. Some of them, I will say, freaked me out a little bit because I was not open to some of the things. But other people, I would kind of eavesdrop, of course, and just be like, what did they say? And like, wow, I never thought to use the oil that way or to use a product this way or whatever. And it just really gave me belief. So for me, that was probably the beginning of my belief part of the journey. And then in 2012, you guys, that was when our decision was made that we were going to do this no matter what. And I didn't even know what I was going to do, but I was going to work, and I was going to put my effort into Young Living. And we made that decision in June. And by the following September of 2013, I was able to walk away from my job. So I would not have done that had I not gone to convention that year and audibly heard God say, Britta, it's time to do this. And so that convention in 2012 changed my world and changed my life. And I will never, we've never missed one since, whether it's it was in person or virtual, we will always go, because just that belief and the aha moments and just changing your perspective sometimes is what you need. And sometimes we need to be in person places so that we can get out of our current environment and all the distractions that are here and be away and to really absorb it and to really let it hit home, right? And speak to you in a way that you will never get it, I don't think, when you're home around your family and all the distractions. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that's great. I resonate a lot with that. That was a similar experience for me, although I enrolled in August, and so the following year was my first convention, and I had ranked up since then. But what convention did for me, because I'm someone who is very I try to be very thoughtful with how I spend our money and where I put my resources, and I don't want to I'm not I'm more frugal than I am cheap in that sense, but I really try, like, if I'm going to put my money into something, it's got to be something that's worth it. And I think what it did for me too was solidify that this is a business for me, and this is an opportunity for me to learn and grow, and I'm connecting with my peers. And at the same time, it was so relational that first year at convention, I met so many cross-line friends that I still have to this day. I solidified this group that I had established as my core team that we didn't even really know what we were doing still almost a year in, but we realized that what the pulse that was there, that you could feel that energy, and not in a weird way, but you know that when you walk into like a funeral versus when you walk into a birthday party, there's just a different feel, and the energy and the excitement and the just the joy in one place of all being together and creating that community and the unity, and really learning. I mean, I learned so much that 4 or 5 days at convention, that I felt like I had a year's worth of education to just go pour out into my team and into other people. And so I think it's really valuable. There's something that happens when you invest in yourself that way. When you invest in your business, you come back with a renewed sense of, I'm taking this seriously. I want to grow. I want to and not from just business, but I want to share, because we really do need oils in everybody's homes. This is not something that we are just, it's not just a slogan, it's really true. Every person in your circle can benefit from this product, and tangibly touching and seeing and feeling all these products that I'd only had, like, I think 8, 9 months on Essential Rewards at the time. So I had, I came home with a list of oils that I wanted and a list of products that I wanted to try. And it really spurred just a whole different desire in me of how to educate and how to reach and grow my community. So it's so valuable, such a valuable time. So again, get your convention tickets, get your people excited, even if it is just for the virtual, because it's so worth it. So a little bit of review that we wanted to have with y'all tonight. There's been a lot of changes this last week with the last couple weeks, with spring launch and new products back and new bonuses back, or old bonuses back. And so we just wanted to make sure that everybody was understanding and really caught their breath after the last couple of weeks of announcements. So first off, the $25 fast start bonus is back. We are thrilled for that. That is huge. That just shifts so much for so many people, because the education around, that each one reach one, and every time you share your a starter kit of any sort, there's just an excitement of telling a new brand partner that they're going to earn $50 on a starter kit. And so we have eagerly been sharing that information with our friends. So if you have anybody that's kind of been on the fence, and that brand partner investment is a little bit scary to them because they don't really understand what the return on investment is going to be, I think this is really going to be an easy way to do that. And maybe you have a couple of people that you do want to incentivize. I know that I'm really trying to get away from just incentive to get people to get on board with different things. But I do think that there is a time and a place when you have certain people that maybe they're on the fence and you want to say, hey, I want to meet you halfway. Let's split the cost of your business essentials kit and get you started. Host your first class. Or hey, if you host a class, if you become a brand partner and you host a class and you get 4 enrollments, I'm going to reimburse you your brand partner investment and things like that to get people excited. And I think we're in a season, we're going to be talking about this over the next couple of weeks, but just some momentum and things that we're trying to do to grow our business. And rather than dragging the people that maybe have just had the wind out of their sails or just are in a season where this is not their focus, really linking arms with the people that are excited to share this journey with us and to do this business with us, and really figuring out what makes them tick. Some people won't be excited about money. That was not a motivating factor for me, but I will say what it did was every time I enrolled someone, that was one more tier or one more month in our situation, because when I enrolled, we were a newly single income family because I'd always worked full time. And we'd moved, we were in the military. And so we had moved our duty station. I lost my job because of the move. And so we're a newly single income military family, paying a ridiculous amount of money in child support for my oldest, my stepdaughter. So we had all kinds of expenses. And when I purchased the kit, I'd already earmarked money for supplements and health and wellness. And so when I went to go buy these specific supplements, essential oils came into my path, and I thought, I'm going to hold off on these supplements that I've been saving for because I really want to get these oils. I'm going to get the oils. I get the oils. And the next month, within that 4 days, I had signed my sister up, didn't even know how to do that, just kind of figured it out and said, I think that you can sign up here, use this member number. And then within like 2 or 3 weeks, I'd signed all these people up that I didn't really know what I was doing. They just said, wait, you got oils? I've been thinking about oils. Where did you get them? So I start passing out my member number. And by November, I enrolled in August. And by November, I'd won Drive to Win. And December was the end of the contest. I didn't even know what Drive to Win was. I just got a notice in my email box. Congratulations, you're in the top 50 of whatever, this contest was. And so I ended up in Hawaii in February, and it was just this whirlwind. But what was motivating me to continue on was that I knew that every 2 signups I got, that was one more month that I could stay on Essential Rewards, because it was just not in our budget to be able to do that. So then if I got 2 signups that month, then I knew, okay, my $100 is covered. And so every month, so it was August, I got a $50 check. So September, when I got 4 signups, then it was, I got $200. Wait, that's 2 more months of Essential Rewards. So then by December, when I'm getting, I think it was like a $1,300 check, I said to my husband, I get 1 year. I'm giving Young Living 1 year. And if in 1 year I'm earmarking this money, we're not taking it out of the account. We're going to transfer it every month when my order goes out. This is what is paying for. And he's like, that's fine. Like, I'm not worried about it. This is working. You're helping other people. People are drawn to you for this. So, and that began my pursuit of, okay, this is a business. I got to figure this out. And so that fast start bonus really was something that was so tangible and palpable for me as a stay-at-home mom. We had 5 kids, all kinds of stuff going on back at home, which was a 42-hour drive that I was making with my kids because it was just expensive to fly. And so all these things, like every time I had an enrollment and a sign up, that was a very real check to me. That was a very pivotal moment. And so I think that especially right now in the climate that we're in today's society, there are so many moms. I mean, in our local moms groups, in our local church groups, every time there's an event going on, or anytime I see a post about something that there might be a transactional discussion financially, every other post is, I just can't do it right now. I'm just, I can't afford this. I can't do that. I can't do this extracurricular activity. And I think to myself, man, if you if you knew, I mean, I was selling strollers and reselling clothes and doing all these things because I was motivated because I wanted the health that we'd had. Every month, my list was growing more than 100 PV. So I knew, I was like, okay, what else can I do? Because I'm not dipping into this. I want 1 year of ER. And so every check was just a return on that investment. And then the free oils. I mean, I would have never experienced, half of the oils that we get for free. I would have never had that opportunity had I not had that $50 enrollment incentive. So I think it's really great. It's something that we need to be sharing with our members. And for those people that I get, like I said, on the fence about brand partner, this is something that I think can really shift their focus a little bit into, I don't know if it's worth it, 25% back on $50 of, random product is not that great. And also as long as we have a kit to sell, I will always start with the kit for the vast majority of people. There are a handful of people that I know are coming with very specific things that I'm thrilled to be able to say, you need a hormone package, here's progestins, Femigen, Cortistop. What I'm thrilled that we can bundle those. But for the general public, and when I'm teaching a class, I'm still very much pushing and promoting a kit experience because I think that people get the most value out of that. If I hadn't had the opportunity to use Panaway, peppermint, frankincense, lavender, I mean, I just would have not had the same experience in the beginning. And so I think it's a great way to encourage people to still focus on kits and sell them as long as we're going to have them, and show Young Living that that's a great way to share Young Living. So yes, and Britta just put in the comments, if you're not watching those, yes, 10% off coupons. We still have a couple more weeks of those 10% off coupons. So use those coupons. And if you're not going to use those coupons, offer them up to people in your community because they might have someone that might be interested. And it would spark discussion in your community groups. Hey, I'm using this 10% off coupon, or I don't need this. Does anybody need it? So think of those people that are customers that you're friends with. You can ask them about their coupon and say, hey, do you have a friend that you would like to share this with? I wanted, to bring it up. And if you're not going to use it, maybe I can use it. There's no coupon left behind, I think was one of the slogans we saw. And I think in Grow Group, somebody put like a no coupon left behind. So that just gets Young Living seeing that this incentive is a good incentive for us. And typically, I'm not one that is a big enroller, and I've used 3 of the 4 coupons that Mike and I got between the 2 of us. And so I've been thrilled. I have one other person that's on the fence about ordering right now. So I'm hoping to use all 4 of them. And then if I need to, then I'll reach out to other people in our community and see if anybody has them. So has anybody used coupons yet? Who's used their coupon codes?
True.
That's awesome, Juliet. That's great, guys.
And make sure you guys that we're telling our people, like kind of like Danielle said, that hey, there's a way that you can make money on this, because so many people I think are just kind of like, I'm interested in the products, but I don't know how to do this. And you could even split. Maybe it's a matter of if you become a brand partner, I'll reimburse you. I'll give you a $15 product credit. So I'll split that fee with you if that's a hang up for them. Right. Or, I can't tell you how many times I've just said, become a brand partner so I can start placing people under you. And, especially if you're a high enroller, or you can just work, like Danielle, she gave you a couple of different options too of, reimburse you for something. But I don't like to just pay for things for people either, because I do think that there is we can create an attitude of entitlement, right? Where people just expect us to help them for every little thing. Or we can create an attitude of blessing that, if you do this work, then I will work with you. I'm going to bless you with my time, my energy, my focus, maybe an enrollment here or there. I'll help you with whatever. And that's part of where, even our 10% are giving you a $10 product drawing each week. If you show up, you get entered into the drawing, right? Because we want to bless you. And we want to partner with you guys. And this is just one easy way that we can do that. But for those of you who commit to Monday night that, okay, I'm going to show up, even if it's not every week, because sometimes, life happens. So, or we have other things that come up and we have to be at, but we really want to honor the people who can show up when they do. So make sure you're sharing, because this is a big deal, having this money again. And we had so many people. I know that we were accidental product business builders, and I love that they're bringing this back slowly, or, the option for this, but we just have to make sure that we're paying attention to say, so that when somebody does enroll somebody and they're a customer, that we say, hey, did you know you can earn a check off of this? Or, because you shared this with somebody. So if you don't know how to do that, let me just walk you through that real quick. If you go into your virtual office, you're all brand partners, so you have access to the virtual office. Go to my enrollment, or I'm sorry, my organization. And then there should be, oh goodness, how do you do it? I think there's an enroller report, isn't there? Like all of a sudden I'm blanking on this. There should be an enrollment report. So people who have enrolled someone this month, and this just make sure that those people are all brand partners. The other thing you could, well, let me think how you could do it. The other thing I have done in the past is I have opened up each person and just checked the enroller to make sure that they're listed as a brand partner. Okay, so you could do it both ways there. There is a members report. Okay, thanks, Alice. So iPhone 2, do you have something that you want to say? Maybe they just weren't muted. So make sure that you're checking in with those people to let them know that, hey, there is a way that you can be blessed here, and that you can earn a little bit of money. It will just, even if it just helps you pay for your product every month, because that was, for me, that was a big deal when we got started as well.
Yeah, that's great. Did you find that, or did I miss it? I was looking up something in my big reference guide.
What am I looking for?
Okay. Sorry, I missed. You were looking when I grabbed my desk reference because I wanted to double check something. But as long as I want to make sure you were done with the virtual office piece. Okay. So I wanted to, I was looking for, there's a little blurb in one of the desk references about a study about Digest and Cleanse, but we are like beyond thrilled to welcome Digest and Cleanse back. If you have been a member for longer than a couple of years, I bet you did a happy dance when you saw this announcement a couple weeks ago, because it is just so good. I was looking earlier today at some reviews in our Diamond group and just some questions. And I mean, in 2018, I think there were more posts asking for who has a bottle of this, who's going to give it to me, and since then, every post about Digest and Cleanse is, what's a good alternative? How do we use this? What are we going to do without it? So many things, for especially in our autism communities, we had so many families just reliant on this product. So there's been so many variations and so many alternative little protocols that we've all kind of come up with, but we are so excited to not have to worry about that anymore, because it's back and there's no limit on it, which is huge. So exciting that they were able to bring it back in stock in this season, because we've been waiting for so long, and then to have all these supply constraints and not have any issues with a stock limit. I thought for sure when they announced that it was coming back that we were going to have a limit on it. So I'm thrilled that it's here. The inventory is stable. We haven't had any announcements like, hey, we're close to selling out. Don't, slow down on promoting Digest and Cleanse. But if you have not experienced it and you're on the newer end of Young Living, it is an amazing supplement for digestive health. Our gut is our second brain. If there's something going on in the body and we don't know what it is, especially if there's an outward appearance. So if that is in an emotional or a verbal tic or a physical rash or something, we always look to the gut and then the liver first. So Digest and Cleanse is a blend of peppermint, caraway, lemon, ginger, fennel, anise. They revamped the capsule because that was the initial issue, was that the capsule was discontinued. I believe, is that correct, Britta, that it was discontinued a couple of years ago? And I think that was what was holding.
I think they couldn't find it. Yeah. They couldn't source them for some reason.
So so we're able to source the capsule again. But this is, if you have, I have a lot of people, and we'll kind of keep this a little underground, even though I know we're recording it. But if you have
Oh,
significant,
here, hold on. I'll just pause it. Let's see. Okay, we're back.
okay, so we're back. Sorry for those who missed the little bit of underground there. What I love about it is that when we travel, there's something that, whether you're just that person that's not going to use the airplane bathroom, or you don't like public restrooms, or you're on a camping trip and maybe you're not thrilled with the bathroom options, and so you're holding something in, or you're stressed, or there's something going on in life that you just feel like you cannot relax and let the body do what it's going to do. Digest and Cleanse comes into play, where it's not going to make you run to the bathroom where you feel like you can't take it. You absolutely can take it as a tool to assist you in those times when your body is stressed out. And travel can be stressful, even if you love to travel. Just the process of getting to the airport, going through security, being on the road, doing things like that, your body knows that. And your body will respond to that little bit of travel anxiety or that travel stress. And so, Digest and Cleanse has been a great tool when we're on the road, that I just give everybody a Digest and Cleanse when we've had it, to say, hey, I know that this is going to be difficult. I know that our stomachs aren't going to be thrilled. We always take Life 9, and we always take Digest and Cleanse and Inner Defense. Those are kind of our three when we travel. Unless we're on a specific protocol or something, we don't travel with a ton of supplements, but I do travel with my just in case supplements of, hey, Dr. Mom here, like what do we need when we're on the road? And Digest and Cleanse traditionally has been part of that, because it is so supportive for overall digestive support. I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing it with my mom, because she loves alkaline and other things for digestive support. And I think this is something that, like you said, Britta, with a kind of a spot treatment, not something that if we don't have big digestive health issues, but just every once in a while when you need that extra support, that it will be there. So we're really, really thrilled about that. Moving on with some updates, the Savvy Minerals update and the confusion around that, I just wanted to address, and maybe I can pull it up real quickly, but I wanted to share with you what was heard from the diamonds, and the way the message was spread was truly not at all what Young Living was expressing in their initial announcement. And so there was definitely a communications error on that, big time. But I want to share what Melissa Pepping wrote, because she made it very she just worded it in a way that was great for us to read, because I think if we had heard that from day one, I don't think there would have been any panic or confusion, because we all know that in the makeup world, colors change and retire and things happen all the time. This is not new. This has happened several times. That's why we went from individual colors to palettes, because they knew that they need to change the face of makeup. Makeup's ever changing. Clinique does not have what they carried 10 years ago for their color palettes. Everything's always evolving and growing. And so when she put it in this, let me make sure I can pull the right comment up. I had it on my phone, but then I went to look for that Digest and Cleanse post. Basically, in a nutshell, if I can't find it quickly here, she was saying, I've never been more excited about Young Living and Savvy Minerals. She had a meeting with corporate. She basically said, just so you know, you don't mess with a woman's makeup bag. Don't freak us all out like this. This is a big deal. But she said she's never been more excited after 2 years of not really focusing on our faces, because we haven't really been consumed with our face, and as far as appearance goes, because we've been consumed with hiding our faces for 2 years. So it wasn't on the forefront. So of course, people wearing way less makeup, we haven't sold as much makeup, and makeup does have an expiration date. Now, I can tell you from experience, I'm still using makeup that I got at the very first convention that Young Living launched. It holds up very, very, very well. I do not think expiration dates are something that the government imposes on us, not necessarily a reflection of what actually happens to everything across the board. So just like with my food, I will have milk in my refrigerator that might be a day or two beyond the expiration date because it doesn't smell funny and it tastes just fine. I'm not worried about it. So the same thing with my makeup. I'm not throwing my makeup out because it has an expiration date on it, but there is stuff in our warehouse that Young Living can't sell beyond a certain point. So they have to clear those shelves and they have to get it out to make room for new product. And so that is really, in a nutshell, what happened with Savvy Minerals and that communication, that there will be a few things just by nature of the industry that will be discontinued because it's traditionally not a good selling product. And they're looking at the several years of review, not just the last 12 to 24 months. So they are going to look at that and review that and make some decisions, but they're also coming out with a lot more. So we're told. So this was not a Savvy Minerals is going away. This was not a it's on the chopping block. We're done. This was, we want to meet the needs of our customers. And there are things that everybody wants that we don't have, but we also want the people that love the products that we do have to be able to purchase those, stock up on those things that they really enjoy. Because I do have some things from other major makeup brands that, man, I wish that they still did from when I was younger, and when I was putting toxic chemicals, there are things I'm like, man, I wish I had that type of foundation. Or I wish I had that type of liner or this, and I'm not a big makeup person, but there are things in the 20 plus years that I've been wearing makeup that I go back and think, man, I missed those kind of products. So I think that that's just the nature of the industry. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody on this call, their minds are at ease, that Savvy's not going anywhere. Melissa is still very much involved in making sure that our makeup bags are protected, because I know that a lot of us that don't wear makeup all the time, we're going, oh, great. Now I have to start from square one and figure out, where do I get clean makeup? I'm not the one that is like in the mall buying all the makeup and the perfume and doing those things that I didn't have to, that's not part of my testimony. Now I did clean up my makeup, of course, when we found Savvy Minerals, and I've grown to realize that Savvy Minerals is actually part of my skin care, because when I am wearing makeup, it's actually helping my skin. And in fact, it was so funny. I had a bug bite on my neck this week, and it was really big and red on Sunday morning before Easter. And so I just took some concealer and I put it right over the bug bite. I had been putting Lavaderm and essential beauty serum and all these things on top of it all week to try to get it to go down. I'm not even kidding. Last night when I went to take off my makeup, the bug bite was completely gone. And I was like, what's in the concealer that made that bug bite go away? I was just trying to hide it because I had like a scoop neck on for my Easter dress. And so I put this thing, I mean, it really is part of our skincare. The things that are going into that are nourishing our skin. And so it just gave me a new perspective about purchasing makeup. And when makeup was released, I was kind of like, oh, I thought Gary said we weren't going to get makeup for a long time because there were so many other products that he wanted to create for us. And then Mike looked at me and he said, are you serious? He's like, do you know how many women are in Young Living? Why would you not be excited about makeup? And it kind of shifted my perspective. He says, get the makeup, share the makeup, because it's important. And I think I've kind of fallen out of that the last couple of years. So I'm excited to be able to share that again, because I think too, with so many wellness companies and so many things on the market, some people might not be excited about oils, but now that we can purchase individually without a kit, Savvy's a great thing to be sharing with other people. Um, there's really nothing consistently across the board that I can say, yes, go here for this makeup, go there for that. Like there, all the other makeup companies that I'm aware of, there's still certain things that I'm like, yeah, I don't love that. I don't love this. And I love our foundation. I love our concealers. I love all our powders. There's really nothing, I've not had a bad experience with Savvy. So it is something that I'm excited to be able to talk about and continue to share with our communities. So, okay, moving on. Rise to rank. Before, I want to give some time for this because I want to kind of get a pulse on where everybody's at. Is there anybody here that is working towards a rise to rank goal? And if so, where are you at with that? And how can we encourage you?
Do you all know what rise to rank is? Is there anybody on here that's like, I'm not sure what that is? And it's okay if that is you. You can type it in the chat if you're not sure. So because I want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay, so is anybody working on a goal? Sort of, maybe, kind of afraid to go for it.
So Lisa is going for executive. Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, so if there is anybody who's a little bit intimidated, let me tell you that I never once spoke a rank. Like, I never said I'm going to be this rank on this day until I was going for diamond, and I was in a group like this with other people going to diamond. It was led by corporate. And I was so nervous because they said, tell us what month you're going to make diamond. And I went, yeah, right. Nope, I don't speak those sorts of things, because if I don't hit that goal, it will be so defeating for me. It's something that I don't want to have that experience. So I was super hesitant. I was the last person to announce the date that I was going to hit diamond. I ended up being the first person of all 14 of us that got to diamond. And I'm one of the only of the 14 of us that had only missed rank one time. I knew that next month there was my team and my upline kind of heard that I was close one month, but I knew it was kind of one of those fluke. We had a sale. It wasn't like a solid, so I didn't want to push for it. But the last 2 days, everybody's like, "You're doing it!" So they pushed. I hit that month. The next month I dropped down, but then from that second month on, I hit every single month that I'd never dropped down. And so I think it's one of those things that there's a lot of fear and intimidation in saying that, but there's also a lot of conviction that you create in your lifestyle and the way that you're doing things, that I think is really great. And I think that there's so much time, even though it feels like there's not. My husband is working towards executive by June. He has very slowly shared and very slow. I tried not to, to really drive that train for him. I really wanted to be something that he did. So he does casually share, but now that there's, a reason to go for a rank, he is working, very slowly but steadily towards that. And so he, he's kind of neutral. If he gets it, he'll be excited. But he's not, he's not out every single day hosting a class, sharing oils, things like that. But it's still something that has shifted his focus. He's actually talking about things a lot more, and he's doing some health, setting some new health goals himself right now and using a lot of oils for that. And so I think it's been a great timing for him. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 going towards executive and 1 going to silver. Let me see. 4, is it 4 going to executive, I think?
Yep.
So I was kind of brainstorming and thinking of different ways to just encourage you. Really, I think right now what I'm seeing in our personal community is that so many people, and I've said this before on these calls, the hunger for community is strong right now. I feel like most places are relatively, life is getting back to normal in so many ways, but there's still so many people that I think that we've forgotten. The joke around here lately is that people have forgotten how to drive. And so there's been so many accidents in Central Texas that our auto body shops can't physically hold the amount of cars that people are getting into the accidents. And I said to my husband, because I was in a car accident, somebody hit me head on in December. And I said, I truly think people have forgotten how to drive. They're so distracted by their phones have been in their faces, or they've been on these Zoom calls and they don't remember how to interact with the real world. And so I think people have forgotten how to interact with humans, and that we don't know, like, what's the social etiquette now? What do I have to ask about? Do I need to worry about, getting together. Oh, I'm sick. Do I go? It's allergies. I know it's allergies, but are people going to be nervous because my eyes are watering, my nose is running, and things like, we've just forgotten how to be humans. And so I think right now that there's a great opportunity to open your home. And if you're afraid to open your home, pick a coffee shop, pick a local restaurant that you know is not very busy or is maybe large and has a back room that you could just say, can I have a table in the back? And maybe order an appetizer or two, or offer to buy someone a cup of coffee, and go reach out to those friends and family members, to those people in your communities, to the people in your downlines, and really say, it's been a long 2 years. How can I link arms with you? How can I help you? I know you have these oils on your shelves because you've purchased them before. What on your shelf isn't open? What on your shelf isn't open? How can I help you? Because I don't want an oil to sit on your shelf and not be used. And just genuinely starting conversation like that right now, I think is going to open a world of discussion with people. And if you have the ability to do a Zyto scan or something like that, anything to create, do a make and take, something very, very simple. I just made last week after our call, I went and made 10 allergy inhalers. So I get these little nasal inhalers, the pack of them off Amazon. I did 5 drops of lemon, lavender, and peppermint on them, put a little sticker on them. And then I did a stress away one with stress away and peppermint. I put them in a Ziploc bag, threw them in my purse, and I have one left out of 20 rollers that I made since last Monday. I have just been handing them anytime I see somebody sniffling. I went to the chiropractor's office and I gave away 6 just that very next day. So I made these Monday night after our call. The very next day, I gave away 6 of them in one spot. And then I had a meeting at our church, and I get to the church, and the 2 of the ladies that were working in the office both had massive allergy attacks going on. I pulled 2 allergies out, and they're like, we're just so stressed. And so I pulled out the stress away ones too. And so I've been just giving them to people and saying, I get it. I know that this is it's just been a hard season for everybody, and everybody seems to be on edge still. And there's, the holidays like this. I feel like this was the first holiday that I didn't see my social media feed full of people saying, oh, I'm missing this because of COVID, or I'm missing this because of that. I'm staying home because I'm afraid to go. Like, it's been a while now since we've seen these posts. People are getting more comfortable, but they don't know how to interact in that way. So these, I did one allergy, which was, I just put 5 drops of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And then I did 5 drops of stress away and 5 drops of peppermint on the other one. And so I just put, I just put stickers. Let me see. I get these stickers from, I think these are Hobby Lobby maybe, or Michael's, just, at the register when they have those dollar bins. And so I just wrap them around. It's a 10, there's like 115 stickers in there for $1. And so I write allergy and then I write stress on the other, and I just wrap them, and then they go in a Ziploc bag. I actually put them, it's a little bit bigger than this, but I put them back in the bag that they come from on Amazon, and I keep them in my purse. And I've just been handing them out all week long. And so then for the people that I know and have a relationship with, I'm connecting with them and saying, hey, how's that allergy roller helping? And so far the feedback's been amazing. And then my plan for the chiropractic office, because I've been kind of dripping on people here and there with oil stuff the past couple of months, because I've been in there a lot. And my plan is that this next week I'm going to come with a little postcard, and I'm going to have a date for a class that I'm just going to meet at our local coffee shop. And I'm going to just put an invitation out there and invite everybody that I've given rollers to over the past couple of months. So that's my plan. And then I'm hoping one of the massage therapy corrective therapists there, he's really interested in, and he's been using oils on his son now for a couple of weeks since I brought him a packet, and he's like very interested, and he's touching people every single day, all day long. That's his job. And so I gave him Valor, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So he's going to want to share that. So even if it doesn't happen today or tomorrow. Even when Mike was in there a couple weeks ago, he said, "Hey, have you used that Valor? It's amazing." He rolled his ankle and he was telling him, "Yeah, I rolled my ankle the other day," and he typically doesn't swell, but he was in a lot of pain. He put Valor on before he went to bed and woke up the next morning and had no pain at all. And so the guys were like standing around in the chiropractic office talking about this oil. And a lot of people, we think, oh, we don't know how to do this or we don't know what we're doing. But simple things like that are so helpful. And you can do the same thing with these are little mini roller bottles. And I mean, they're super inexpensive from Amazon. I always have some sort of rollers or something available, and I keep that in my oil bag. I don't have that handy, but I keep that in my oil bag in my purse so that if I want to give something, or the little individual dram, I think these are dram bottles, everything's here because I've been making samples, but these are just little individual dram bottles, and I'll keep a couple of those in the bag so that if I'm out and about and somebody says, I have a stomach ache, I can take the digest out of my purse that I always have on me and I can put that in there, and I can hand that to them. And so I've just been trying to be more intentional with that because I feel like now that I can see people's faces, I'm intentionally striking up conversations with them. I was in Academy last week getting stuff for the kids, and I'm talking to the walking around the sporting goods store, and people are smiling, and saying something like, "It's so good to see your face," or it's just making some sort of connection with people. And those are the things that I feel like, even if it doesn't yield fruit in our business, it gives us confidence to be sharing with something. We're coming into the summer months, make some little teeny peppermint spray bottles or little drams of peppermint, and you see someone in the grocery store or at the baseball field having a hot flash, and you have diluted peppermint there, and you just tell them to put some peppermint on the back of their neck. I mean, you'll be their best friend for the whole baseball season. So things like that. Get creative in how we share. And then I wanted to kind of challenge everyone, in the next couple of weeks between now and the end of the month, if you could think of maybe 4 or 5 people that are customers on your team that have been using oils, they're loving oils, that maybe you approach the brand partner discussion with them and have that discussion with them. And it could be something as simple as sending out letters, going through your email list and looking at customers who maybe they haven't ordered in a little while, and just checking in with them and saying, "Hey, I noticed you haven't placed an order in a few months. I wanted to let you know it's changed now. You don't have to place 100 PV annually for your 50 PV annually. Now you can place any order and reactivate your account." So let's be intentional about checking in with those people if they're beyond are the 1 year, or nearing that 1 year mark. And then being specific with instructions when you're reaching out to them, include their member number. That is so helpful for people because oftentimes they don't know where to look for it, and so they don't go looking for it. So if you include their member number, the Young Living phone number, remind them that they have a PIN number. And if they have forgotten their PIN, explain to them that Young Living will help them reset that. They're going to need 5 different points to confirm. So their name, address, telephone number, email address. They're going to have to give 5 little identifying factors to reset their PIN if they don't have that. But explain that to them, give them all that information, and then say, "Do you have an unopened bottle of oil that you've purchased? Because I don't like unopened bottles in my house unless they're overstocked. So can I help you with using an oil that you haven't tried yet? Let me know. I'd love to connect with you." And simple, a genuine desire to connect with someone, because people can smell a sales pitch a mile away. We don't want to be salesy. We genuinely do not want people to have oils on their shelves that are going to go bad. I have leaders on my team right now that have oils that have just been sitting and that they're evaporating, or something's happened, they weren't stored properly. And so we don't want that to happen. We want people to go through their oils, and we want people to be using them on a regular basis so that we can see the return of that investment that they've made, and we know that they'll see it. So that's just something that I wanted to encourage you in. I also would encourage you that if you don't have anything on the calendar in the next couple of weeks, set a date for a class, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's a Zoom class, in person, in a restaurant, in a local business, at your church. Set a date for a class, because we want people in front of us, and we want to create that community, because people fear missing out. And so if they see your circle of friends gathering, meeting, even if it's just, hey, I have an extra bottle of Ningxia, I want to share it with everybody. Come for a shot of Ningxia, make a little Ningxia spritzer mocktail one night, watch a movie, do something, bring your, I love this time of year is great for favorite things parties, spring cleaning. Let's make some thieves wipes. One of the girls on our team, she buys those water wipes from Target. They're a couple bucks for a bag of those water wipes. And she teaches people how to make their own thieves wipes by adding a couple of caps of thieves cleaner. And then she just mixes them up, shakes them up, and everybody goes, it costs $5 and everybody goes home with with a package of thieves wipes. And it's great. And it's one of those, you know, it was a $3 investment for the bottle of water wipes or the tub of water wipes. And so now they have something in their car that wasn't as expensive as the thieves wipes. Maybe that wouldn't be a priority for them right away to invest in that, but it's something that it's a spring cleaning hack for their home that they can take with them on the go. So things like that, a make and take, favorite things party, something, get something on your calendar to incentivize your people to show up and to create some community, because I think that that really is a huge part of what we're doing and why we're going to grow in this new season. So does anybody have any thoughts or feedback or ideas they want to throw out there before we wrap up? Did everybody get their names in for their enrollment so that Britta can do the drawing? I haven't been watching the comments as much. Let's see. Do you have all those names, Britta?
I do, yeah.
Awesome.
I just need, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I have a quick question, but not really about what you just said. But I have a member who her last time she did an order was last May. So what am I going to say to her? She can spend how little? I mean,
So she can reactivate her account with any purchase. She can
Okay,
make
but-
any purchase. If she would like to qualify for the discount, the wholesale discount again, she has to put one item on subscribe to save,
yeah.
or she has to spend 100 PV at
But
one
she's-
time.
Okay, but it's still April and she's made an order last May.
Well, so if she does that, if she orders anything this month, she'll be able to qualify.
Okay, anything.
And paying for another, yeah. But if she goes beyond and she needs to reactivate, then that will be.
Okay. So anything or $50? I mean, can it be less than that?
On subscription. To keep
She
her
doesn't
account active, to keep the account active, and it's still gonna have to be, I think, and my understanding is to keep the account active, it still has to be at least 100 PV or something on subscription. Well, it can stay active for anything, but to get the wholesale discount.
I think what she ordered last year was the Thieves soap refill. So that was $39. So she spent $39 since last May, right? So I mean,
I think we need to check with Young Living to make sure on that.
I know, I just never know exactly who to ask. I guess just customer service, right? Okay.
Yeah, I would call customer service and double check. The grandfathering process started in July
Okay.
of last year. So technically, no one should go inactive until July, but
Oh, okay.
keep and maintain that for the next 12 months, she would either need to do 100 PV or a one item on subscription. And it
Right.
could be subscription every 3 months, anything like that.
Yeah.
And
So-
people have fallen off for not ordering. So if they're
Yes.
customers, so,
Mhm.
it's different, a little bit different for brand partner for some reason, but the customers
Okay.
will fall off if they haven't ordered at least 50. So
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And I had a bunch of questions at customer service the other day, and I did ask this one question about commission, and they said, "Oh, just look in your virtual office," but it's just my total. And if I enrolled somebody, like 2 people last month, that was only $25 each. And my other couple people, it's only 0.8, right? 0.08. So I mean, it still looks like it's too much to me. So, but who do I mean,
So do you know, you can actually open up your check in the virtual office. So if
Okay,
you're in your virtual office, you go to my
Okay.
account and then
Okay.
click on my commissions.
okay,
And then it'll list all your commissions, right? And if you
Okay.
click on the check number, I think it is, it actually
Okay.
opens up your whole check. So you
Okay.
can see the percentage, who you got paid on, what the orders were. You can see
Oh, good.
who you enrolled. So it goes down to your levels, and it even goes to, like if you're silver or above, you get generations, and it even tells you how much you're getting per generation and all of that per line.
Oh,
So
okay.
that should help you a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions? Because we did want to have a little bit of Q&A time. So if you have them, we have time to answer a few more questions. If there's anything business related, customer related, can we help you with anything? Is there something that you have been experiencing or going through that you would like an answer for? And if we don't know, we will help you find out.
And we can do this next week as well, and just have you guys, if you have questions, please submit them to us, and so that we can, make sure that they get addressed next week.
Absolutely.
As well.
And maybe next, if you would like, in the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of weeks, as you're hosting a class or reaching out to your people, maybe we can plan for a specific class in May that is geared towards new brand partners. And so if that's something that you would be interested in, please let us know, because I know that I have a handful of people right now that are kind of on the cusp. They're not really sure what it means to be a brand partner, what kind of investment that takes, what it looks like. Is it worth it? And like a basic overview of just the compensation plan, maybe to executive. So if that's something that you would be interested in bringing more people on, we could plan that for a date next month, so that we would give you enough time to promote that. So I think that would be a wise use of this hour as well. And it helps us help you. And maybe you have friends that might feel more comfortable asking questions in a group like this, where or they have questions that they're uncomfortable asking. And if they come to something like this, by default, they get answered. So if you think that would be helpful, also let us know, and we'll try to connect in that way and make that happen for next month. All right.
Awesome. Well, I'm just going to tell you, our winner for tonight for the drawing is Donna Halterman. So it's good, Donna, that you enrolled somebody right before you jumped on here. Congratulations. That's so exciting. And I'm excited that a couple of you said you're enrolling more people right after this or this week. So that you guys, that's the whole point of this, right? And several of you said, I really want to grow, but I'm not, it's hard, or I'm not being consistent, or I'm not sure what to do. And the consistency really is what is the key. And I think Danielle gave some really great ideas tonight, and just being really purposeful of just practice smiling at people, especially if you don't even have to talk to people anymore, just showing them a smile, right? Like people will be like, oh, somebody smiled at me. Making a big deal. There's a lady at my church that always comes with a mask on, and I saw her at a gala a week ago, and she walked up to talk to somebody I was talking with, and I looked at her and I said, oh, it is so nice to see your face and to see your smile. And she kind of looked at me like, and she goes, well, I probably should be wearing a mask. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't, because I love to see your face. I love to see your face. And I just made a big deal about that I just wanted to see her face, right? And it's somebody I don't even know, but I just recognize her from my church. But I think I've made an impression on her, good or bad, I don't know. But if she needs something at some point, and she certainly knew the person I was talking to, that this person can start to drip on her, right? Because she's a new member. And just making those connections and being present and being purposeful. I love Danielle's idea of having those items already ready, right? And to just why don't you try this? Because you guys, we never know when it's going to be the right time for somebody. But if you give them something now, my chiropractor finally signed up a few weeks ago, and not because I had said anything to him that day, but because somebody else came in and talked to him, and I had already dripped on him several times. I'd loaned him a diffuser a year ago or more. I'd given him oils, back then. We've continued to talk about it here and there. And he called me and said, okay, this lady came in and she was talking about, she said, I probably need to do it, but I'm going with you because I know what, because you seem like you know more than what she does. I don't know, but I've been the one that's consistently sharing with him and just being friendly to him, right? That's what it's all about, is just continuing to be present, to follow up. And is it hard sometimes? And do I just be like, seriously, you just need the oils, right? Yes, of course I do that sometimes, not with him right in front of him. But sometimes I walk out and just going, oh my gosh, he just needs oils. He didn't buy the oils for himself either. If you don't know, he bought the oils because his cat has allergies. That's why he got the oils, right? It wasn't for him. It wasn't for his wife. It wasn't for his kid. It's for the cat, because the cat was the final reason. Right. So you never know.
Never know. It's so true. And it's so crazy.
It's going to make sense.
We know I know how easy this is to make a nasal inhaler. I mean, this is so easy. I've been doing this for nearly 10 years, but just this last week, I had the idea, why am I doing, like, I come home and, oh shoot, I forgot to do this because I need to just have stuff. I carry the big old mom purse anyway. It needs to be full of things. And so that's why everything's within my reach right now, because I have been in that space of, we just have to continue to share. We have to have the boldness. I intentionally put these hand sanitizer when I'm surrounded by a lot of people in the grocery store, because my hand sanitizer smells way better than all theirs. And I know they're going to ask and say, what is that? What did you just put on? That smells really good. And it opens the conversation. And guess what? I might not enroll that person, but I just grew my confidence. I had an audience, and somebody else might be dripping on those people in their lives. And I might have watered somebody else's seed, and I'm totally okay with that. And so that, I think, if you have that perspective that you have those people in your life, I am constantly praying. Like I said last week, I just got someone to sign up that it's my husband's family member. They have known that I've been doing oils for a very long time. But like Britta, there was just a light bulb moment she drove to the farm. She drove to the farm to get stuff. And that was her time. That was her season. She wasn't even on my radar, but now she's using the products. She's loving the products. And that's someone that I want to be intentional with creating that relationship with around oils now, that I don't know who was dripping on her. I don't know if it could have been a Young Living billboard because she lives near Utah. I mean, she could have seen something like that. She called me from the store at the farm. Is there anything else that I need? It's like, wait, who are you signing up with? And she goes, I don't know. Do I need to sign up with someone? Yes. So it ended up, you just never know. You never know how it's going to work out. You never know what's going to happen. So just be intentional. Use your products. I'm constantly oiling the kids. Mom, do I have to put peppermint? Yes, you have to put peppermint on when it gets hot, and we have hot days in Texas. My kids aren't running back because they're sweaty and they're tanked out, like they're out of gas. They can keep going longer than the average kid on the baseball team because they're not hot and winded. They've got breathing in and peppermint, all these things. And I'm doing that when we get to the field, not in the car when nobody else is watching. I'm intentional about, hey, bud, before you go out there, let's do this, this, and this. I want them to see that this is normal behavior. I'm raising them in this lifestyle. I want my kids to know that. But there is a level of that is a walking testimony to see us using them in the moment. It's like that strategic placement of having products in your home, having products in your car, doing things intentionally. When we were wearing masks, hey, do you want this oil on your mask? Hey, do you like, I'm not wearing one, but you're welcome to wear one. Do you want some oil to help with that, like, mustiness and whatever you're growing inside of that, and just being intentional, offering a solution, figure out people have pain points, and it's just up to us to figure out what they are. And for Britta, it was the cat. Her chiropractor's cat was the pain point. And so, which is really funny because every Facebook group that we have, someone's had a question. Aren't cat oils not safe for cats?
Yeah.
So, so that's awesome. So yeah, you never know what it's going to be. So
Yeah.
Congratulations to our product credit winner. I hope you all had,
One more
oh yes,
question.
Juliet, one more question.
So the starter kit bonus was supposed to start in April, right?
Yes. It
Because I
did.
think that's what they did. They gave me the starter kit bonus for the 2 people I signed up in March.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm looking right at it,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
but that's not
Well,
right.
Well, and there is a $25 fast start bonus that you would have gotten in March.
Yes, I
Sure that's not what it is.
got the fast start bonus and I got $50 starter kit bonus for the 2
Okay.
people. But that's not
And
right.
this is where we say that's the kind of company we work for.
Mhm.
I know, but
Yep. It's a blessing. Take it.
okay.
Yeah. They could, I mean, there could have been, they could have decided that they started on March 29th. I mean, when they were going through it, you never, it's sometimes it's random like that. And so it can be a random blessing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I would just say thank you and keep sharing.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording. So thanks for joining us for for this.